it is getting a bit worse now. The Nifty is down almost 40 points. Mitessh Thakkar joins in for our special charting trends segment as we look into the new year and tell you what to expect. Mitessh, thanks for joining in yet again. For 2022, the Nifty has had a big outperformance compared to its global peers. Even in dollar terms, the Nifty is down almost about 7-8%, while most global peers are down. The S&P 500 is down about 20%. First, if you could just tell us what's the outlook for 2023 in terms of the key markers on the index itself?
So, Sonia, I think a couple of things. On the monthly chart, the earlier high which we had was in October of 2021. And then we had a high of, on a monthly closing basis, 18,758 for November 22, which is last month. And the indicator reading was much lower. Typically, this means that there is some loss of momentum at higher levels, which when the price makes a new high and the indicator does not. I would believe that the first few months will be more of consolidation and choppiness and correction would come in. Worst case scenario, which I'm penciling in case something very negative happens on the global side, could be around 17,100 to about 16,950 zone. So I think that's the area which I think could be tested somewhere in the first quarter in case the market becomes worse. And I think only, a break above 18,500, 600 would resurrect the long-term charts and give us a target of 20,000 to begin. So initial phase of the year could be slightly on the negative or the choppy and volatile side with consolidation coming in. But with this correction playing out also, I think this is a market which when that bigger dip of around 800 points, 900 points from here could be yet a very good buying opportunity.
Okay, now let's get to individual names, and you have a few charts which you want to present, Mitessh. Let's start with Axis Bank. If you can explain the chart, it'll come up on the screen, and then tell us, what you want viewers to do. Axis Bank.
So one, Prashant, I think Axis Bank, if you look back for about 5 years, kind of a charting time frame on the monthly basis, we saw that the stock had three important lows around the levels of 380, 395, and on the upside had multiple highs around the levels of 800. I think this quarter the stock broke about that with the long-term indicators very, very positive. Typically, I think a 5-6 year old consolidation, when it breaks on the upside, will give you a rally of, on an average, about 40 to 50%, and in some good cases even more. So I think I'm looking at a target of around 1100, 1150 to begin with, which is 40% higher from the breakout levels of 800, 820 zones. And beyond that, I think the stock can even go to 1300. So for the year of 2023, Axis Bank can be a very good stock to have in your portfolio.
Bajaj Finance has had one of those rare years where it's actually ending the year with a decline. I mean, this year so far it's down about 7.5%. But if you just take a look at the way it's performed over the long term, it's created serious wealth. Do you think this consolidation this year, mild underperformance, is an opportunity?
On the longer term basis, yes, Mangalam. I think Bajaj Finance, has, as you rightly pointed out, has been a big wealth creator. But look at the recent charts. I think, having had multiple years of higher highs and higher lows, for the first time, we saw similar highs being made, which is typically, in technical terms, I would call as some kind of a double top formation, which should, if not give a big correction, at least send the stock out of the uptrend and into a consolidation. So that's the best case scenario, which I'm assuming. On the higher side, on the charts of Bajaj Finance, we saw a monthly closing of around 7,500 in September 21. And then a monthly closing of around 7,350 or thereabouts in September 22. So, there have been two highs, and on multiple occasions, if you look at the monthly candlestick charts, the stock has intra-month gone above 7,500, but not had a closing above that. So, and now the momentum indicators are suggesting some clearly loss of momentum on the uptrend side. So I think this will be a stock which will do a big consolidation between about 5,500, 5,400 on the downside to about 7,500 for many months to come. In that consolidation, yes, buying near the lower end of the range might still be very, very profitable. But next couple of quarters, I expect that the stock will not get into an uptrend.
Okay, well, the other stock that you're looking at is GNFC. Tell us, what does the long-term chart indicate?
So this stock again has done very well. Post-COVID, the stock made a low of 85 rupees and then went up to as high as about 850 rupees, which was in April of 21. Now I think that entire uptrend is coming to an end, and there are signals of more corrections happening in over here. My sense is that this stock will clearly for the next few months be having more of making movements where it makes lower highs and lower lows, and I am penciling in a target of around 430 to about 400 for the stock. So another 20% correction, despite the fact that the stock is already about 30% off from the highs. I think another 20% could happen here.
All right, so that is GNFC. Another one is Power Finance Corporation, PFC, Mitessh.
Prashant, recently I think I had, you guys had pointed out REC being added to the CLSA portfolio. And I think both REC and PFC on the long-term charts look very, very exciting. After years of, PFC doing a channel kind of a movement between the range of about broadly 140 to about 70, 75 on the downside, the indications are that the stock is ready for breaking above this 140, 145 range. So I'm waiting for that breakout to happen. Once we get a monthly closing above 145 or a closing or 2 weekly closings above 145, I think the stock should get into a very strong uptrend. That will be an all-time highs for the stock as well, and I would pencil in a target of around 175, 180 as the minimum, but eventually looking at 200 plus kind of levels.
Right, Mitessh, thank you so much for joining in and charting those trends for us. Literally, may the charts be with you, as they say, in 2023 as well. Of course, we will speak with you on a regular basis until the new year, but just from a long-term gazing perspective, thank you so much for joining in and giving us those views. Just to round them up, positive on Axis Bank, it's recorded a multi-year breakout. Positive on Power Finance Corporation as well, though weakness in GNFC, and Bajaj Finance facing some bit of exhaustion